Okay, so we're going to be playing some Turbo Fog. This deck aims to go infinite with Nexus of Fate, essentially taking turns forever and ever, and gets to that point via Azcanta and Teferi helping dig for your Nexi, or Nexuses even. And then once you go infinite, you get to ultimate a Teferi, exile all their stuff, and kill them with Karn tokens. You use Fog effects to like buy time to get to that point. It's pretty sweet. I got 17th place at Brussels, playing a list that was only a few cards different from this. I'm trying out some like different card choices today, but it's very similar to what I played there. Sounds nice. Got some ramp. Got decent mana. Got a charter course to help us dig for a Teferi. Very respectable hand. Sheffet Dunes. Oh my god, White Weenie? I have not seen White Weenie in a while. The Chain Whirlers kind of made White Weenie disappear for quite a while. This should be a decent matchup if they don't have Ixalan's bindings. If they do have Ixalan's bindings, it could be a bit tougher though. I just get rid of one of the basics, right? Don't think it matters which one. I get to go turn 3 Gift, turn 4 Teferi with Fog Up, and just like hope that they don't have Ixalan's bindings in their deck. Because if they don't, this Teferi should take over fairly convincingly. Whenever you can, you want to get a gift on a basic because of Field of Ruin. It's not like too concerning against our opponent's deck. I doubt they have Field of Ruins, but that's a good question, Reavowed. I did very well with it in Brussels, so I feel like it's still a very reasonable deck to be playing. Some of the hate cards are more problematic than other ones. I think Insult is a big problem, Spyglass is pretty scary, and what's the other one? Ixalan's Binding is like a complete nightmare. But other than those cards, I think most of the hate you can fight through outside of those pieces, and even those pieces you have like some answers to. Obviously, if we were to get like Ixalan's Binding here, we probably just couldn't win this game. It's like unfortunate truth of playing this deck. As it is, it looks like we're winning this game very convincingly. I don't know. I think what the deck is doing is incredibly powerful, which is like a big part of the appeal. It just like so often just gets to ignore its opponent. I am just taking this damage, right? I don't really care about taking 7 damage. Pretty sure I don't care about taking 7 damage. If they were to be playing splashing, let's say I'll be really weird here and think that they're splashing for Insult, which seems unlikely, but if they were, next turn we would take 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18, so yeah. Save it. Fogging to prevent damage wouldn't actually save us from Insult. So I guess we're just going to take the set. Yeah, it's lethal even if I fog. So there's just like no point fogging here. Agreed. Yeah, it's possible the deck needs to adapt. I've seen, I saw a sweet version of the deck that was like halfway between this and Bant Approach. It was like this, but with Hour of Promise and actual sweepers. And I actually kind of want to give that deck a try on stream at some point. It looks really interesting to me. Oh, I guess we could have beat Insult because we're going to be gaining life, right? So, I could have actually fogged there to beat Insult. I didn't think of that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we are fogging this turn, just not to die to like random burn spells. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Also, we just have like a million fogs, so it's like not even a cost to have to use a fog effect here. That is fine. That doesn't do anything. Just like gives them more bodies. Yeah, I've seen Uncomfortable Chill. I know Nassif was trying out Uncomfortable Chill. Awesome. Nexus is such a good draw. Like, Uncomfortable Chill doesn't actually seem like the worst. The card I've seen Settle the Wreckages in people's sideboards, which seems better to me though. Yeah, Settle's clunky. I still think it's like pretty good. I don't dislike the idea of Settles in people's sideboards. Alright, Rec Sage seems excellent because we're scared of Ixalan's Binding, and I think I want a couple of Negates on the same basis. And I think this Lyra also seems good. We could bring in Manglehorn for Spyglass too. I'm like less excited about that than the Rec Sage, but it's a possibility. Karn seems bad. Sundering seems bad if we're taking out Karn, although Sundering does kind of get to Binding off the table, except we need to have Karns in our deck for that, realistically, and I just don't like Karn against aggressive decks. And then we can cut the Spring Mind, I guess, or a Supreme Will. Yes, we cut a Spring Mind. It seems fine. If we see Spyglasses, I'll probably bring in Manglehorn in addition to the Rec Sage. But I don't think I want to bring it in the dark. This sounds decent. I got a Charter Course to like smooth things out. It's got everything it needs if we find a green source, so it's a very easy keep. Just need to find a green source with it, and we're sorted. Okay, I'm still just going to get down my tap plan this turn, rather than hold on this to cycle onto this to cycle. Just like no reason to be greedy. Okay, so we're just 17. Right, tricky. I don't know what we're ditching here. It's either a tap land or a Gift of Paradise. I think it's probably a Gift of Paradise. We're not really going to have time to get the second gift down, I don't think. Alright, if they have Pride of Conquerors, we're dead next turn. Not much we can do about that though. Like, we could hold up Supreme Will, but that's just not playing to win, I don't think. I guess, yeah. Yep. Let's just get down the Scatter Groves and pass the turn. Probably aim to cycle this farmland. End of their turn. Gross. How much damage is this? Oh, we're just dead? Okay. Nice turn for Goldfish. Jeez. We get to be on the play now, and hopefully we have a green source this game. Should make things easier. I think I'm just running it back. I think I'm happy with how I have this set up. Right, we will go first. Yes, I'm keeping this hand. A Lyra and a Dream. Time to find out if turn 4 Lyra is good enough. Oh wow, that's such a good draw. Search is like the perfect draw. It just like ensures we're gonna hit our land drops here. Gives us some long game after the Lyra has like hopefully stabilized the board. Yeah, I will put the other search in the graveyard, yes. Right. Let's just do this. Okay. We really want an untapped land this turn if we can find one. Fog is nice, but I just want to find the land. Awesome. We just started our first round, Nana, so we're currently 0-0. We're 1-1 in this match, so this is the final game of this match. Wow, this Lyra is doing work. Jeez. Yep. Just want to flip this search as soon as possible, so that we can start drawing towards the combo. Yes, I Charter Course here to fill my yard for the search. Awesome. So I can ditch this land and then I get to gift up the island. I kind of like that. There's almost an argument for attacking so that I can like Root Snare aggressively on their attack and then flip search. But I don't think I like that. I think I'm just gonna pass and like force them to find an answer to this Lyra. Am I dead to Insult? Insult probably kills me here if they have one. Right? Yep. Actually, no, I get to kill the Marshal. Maybe it's close. I get to kill the Marshal. I don't know. I'm probably dead here, but we'll find out. Yeah. Ugh, gross. Oh well, on to the next one. Insult is so brutal. Just like so hard to interact with. Obviously we had like Supreme Wells and Negates for it, but... yeah. Insult is so good. Jeez. Just dream crushing. Sand does not seem great. I'm gonna send this back, I think. Alright, if we can find a blue source, this is fine, I guess. There's no blue source. Like, blue source lets us get search online, which lets us like keep hitting our land drops. Basic planes go is weird. Double planes, what? What are they on? Just like, is this just like another mono white deck? Why are there so many mono white decks in the leagues today? Yeah, there are a lot of insults going around for sure, Raymond. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I know like a bunch of my friends were thinking they just weren't gonna play insults in their black-red lists for nationals because like, yeah, because Turbofog didn't put up a great performance at the weekend, and it's like was really disappointing for them all having like these sideboard cards they were just like hardly bringing in at all throughout the weekend as well. But it doesn't mean everyone's going to take that approach. Like, certainly if people are playing a lot of insults, this deck gets a lot worse. Nationals is this weekend, Espen. Pretty excited about it, but I'm a bit nervous about Turbofog not being as good as it was. Jeez, that's rough. I was hoping to untap land there so I could go gift into Fog. Obviously, as it is, this is a bit awkward. Like, what am I even discarding? I guess... why not an Esper? I'm gonna give Esper a try later this stream. Like, Esper seems very good too. What am I discarding? Might just be a Teferi. Might just be that I can't beat, like, a cast out that easily anyway. I don't know, I plan to... the decks I want to test on stream. I want to test some Turbofog a bit. I want to test Esper Control, since it had a really good weekend. And I also just want to test a bunch of blue-black Control, because that's like my pet deck. I played it at the RPTQ and had really good results with it. I think at the RPTQ I only lost one match all day with blue-black. Just like Scarab God's a really messed up card. Alright, I guess that plays. I guess we're still technically alive. I might also just try out some blue-black mid-range. What was it? Corey Burkhart played it in Orlando. You could see a Wrath main deck. Yeah, I've seen a version of this list with like 2 Fumigates and 2 Settles in the main over some of the fogs, and I don't think that's unreasonable by any means. Alright, I'm going to go for the super greedy line, because I don't think there's any way I'll win without the super greedy line. We're just going to hope to top deck a fog off this Teferi. Opinions on Blue Storm. The deck is... I am not convinced Blue Storm is very good, but I've yet to play with it, so I don't have the experience with it to say for sure. The deck has never looked like particularly exciting to me though when I've played against it. Alright. Yes, we're bringing in the stuff. Not convinced Lyra's actually like good enough in this matchup, but we'll find out. Probably still does something. Derp-a-derp. Alright. I think it's problematic that the Storm deck struggles against Black-Red, from what I can tell. Yeah, the impression I've got is that the Black-Red matchup is not great for Blue Storm. Just like a bunch of things line up kind of awkwardly. And I've heard Mono Green is not great for the deck either. Just like Steel Leaf Champion gets to ignore all the blockers really effectively. If this had one more cycle land, I'd actually consider it, but we'll strip it back. Alright, this is fine. We've got a Charter course to like smooth things out here. Bottom. I'm unsure whether I'm meant to lead on this or not. I'm probably gonna have time to cycle this if I have to. Same time, I also need a white source anyway. Yeah, sure, I'll play it. I mean, it's kind of like mulliganing when that happens, but it's also kind of not, because your opponent's drawing, like, all these creatures that don't do much other than trade off with fogs. So... it's definitely been a bit worse, I'd say, Kane's. I still think it's good, but I have not done as well with it since the GP, even. Like, even in that time frame, it's been performing a bit worse for me. I still think it's, like, a very good deck, though. We'll see. just cycle this one. Keep digging for search for Azcanta or something like that. Currently being slightly punished for playing Scattered Groves turn 1. Like, would obviously love to be able to cycle it right about now. Matt's been doing reasonably. Yeah, I was wondering how he's been doing. I've caught a bit of his stream, but not much. Alright, we get to Glimmer this turn. Hopefully find either a Teferi or a search for Azcanta, really. Yeah, I think Esper's very good. I'll probably give Esper a try later at some point. I think I have to keep this Supreme Will. I think it's kind of greedy not to. Just like dig so deep into the deck. Okay, so I get to put this on this land. You like the sideboard plan with the Siphoners? I'm kind of iffy on it. I don't know. I might just be like stuck in the past too much. Back when like Esper first became a thing, I thought the Siphoners were quite bad. I thought they were really bad against blue-white because like they could just never get through History of Benalia tokens. But I'm probably just being too stubborn. Like the Siphoners are probably actually quite good now. Or at least I'm interested in giving it more of a try. Okay, alright, I think what I'm gonna do is Nexus end of my opponent's turn. And then I can try and Supreme Will into something. Is blue-black control still a thing? Not really, but I love it too much. Everyone just plays Esper now, but I played blue-black control at the last RPTQ and it treated me really well. I really enjoy the deck. I just like enjoy Scarab God too much. Scarab God is a deeply wonderful Magic card. No, my Gift of Paradise. My mana. Alright. This is fine. This is very fine. Yeah, the mana in like straight blue-black is just absurd. Like, you get so many basics, it's just delightful. Compared to like Esper's mana is a bit clunky in comparison. Derp derp derp. Digging for an access. Negate's pretty good too, to be honest. Negate is not a bad one to find. Chart before Teferi. What's the reasoning on that, George? I guess I could have cycled this Haze too to try and find a search for Azcanta. That was kind of loose. I want it in the deck before the +1. Why that sequencing though? Like, alternatively I could find a Nexus off the Teferi plus and put it in the deck for the chart. Like, what's the reasoning on that specific sequencing? There's probably something I'm missing here, but like, I'm curious. This doesn't matter, right? It just puts our Teferi to 2. I guess then it could, Teferi could get ballisted down. Whatever, we have a million Root Snares. I'm just going to do this then. But I could cast Nexus before the chart, surely, as well. It works both ways around. Hey, Zemnon. But George, like, if I do the chart first, I get the most looks at finding a Nexus before putting the Nexus back in the deck for the Teferi. If I do the Teferi first, then I get the most looks at finding the Nexus that I put back into the deck. Like, I feel like it's pretty, like, even either way, and doesn't really make a difference. I'm not going to be greedy and cycle this. I think it's kind of hard to lose from this position if I'm just, like, patient. Like, I could get some... I don't know. It just doesn't matter. This is a very strange game. Just a bunch of 2/2s. Yeah. The eventual win is you exile their whole board with Teferi Emblem, and then you make Karn tokens to kill them. Alternatively, you could deck them out after exiling their whole board, because Nexus means you never deck, but that takes too much time, so you never actually do that in practice. Alright. Hey, that's a pretty good one. Turbo Teferi. Alright, how much mana do I have? I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I get to get this Search for Azcanta down. Take an extra turn. Yeah, the deck is sweet, Raisin. I really enjoy it. I guess I don't want that Lyra. Actually, the Lyra helps kill my opponent, whatever. I can't possibly lose from this position. I'm just going to take the thing that helps me win the game quickly. Charter course, huh? Alright. Just got this Teferi. Keep Stone Raining you. Stone Raining people is great. Just like the cleanest magic in the world. I've yet to draw Rashmi, or sideboard in Rashmi. I'm mainly trying out Rashmi because Matt seems to really like Rashmi. I figured it was worth a try. It does seem sweet against the control decks. They like board down or removal against you. It's like a bit awkward against Jace's defeat specifically, but like your whole deck is awkward against Jace's defeat, so I don't think that's really a concern. Let's just run this back. I actually think this hand's fine. We've got Cyclers and Search, so we can like dig for fogs fairly quickly. Got good mana. I don't know if I'm putting down one of these. Okay, we drew a Hinterland Harbor, so now I'm definitely not putting down a Cycler. Just play the forest and then play out these other lands. Luckily we drew like Scattered Groves and Hinterland Harbors instead of Glacial Fortresses. Oh, I've not looked at that yet, Dom. I'll take a look at it some point soon. I've not had a chance to though, quite yet. Alright, get down our search. Next time we start cycling. That's pretty gross, that's a fast clock. I'm gonna need to like find a fog before this thing goes ultimate. Definitely not drawing that Nexus. That's a great draw. Okay. Just gonna pass the turn back, plan on cycling on end step. Yeah, Duress is not amazing against this deck, but it's pretty good. I think the actual hate cards are much more problematic. Huh. Do I have to negate this? So I take 4 this turn and go to 14. The next turn this goes ultimate. And it's like 12. It might be correct to negate this. If I don't negate this, I'm committing to having to fog every turn from next turn onwards. Whereas negating this essentially buys me a turn from having to start doing that. I think I'm actually going to do this. It's kind of sad because you want to save negate for like a cast out or binding, but oh gross, that's so good. I don't know what Axion are on. Axion were all on Turbo Fog for the weekend, but I think a lot of them disliked the deck, so I'd be surprised if they're on the deck again for Nationals. Okay, you weren't all on Fog. A lot of you were, though. A significant number of you were on Fog. I think it's fair to say. So we're going to 2. So we kind of just have to find a fog off like Cycle plus Scry. But then for the turn after we have Glimmer to find a fog. So if we can like make it through the next turn, we're in an okay spot. Sure, that's a Gideon. Alright. That is not a fog. This is looking bad for us. Yep. This is a sad game to lose. Maybe I was meant... Maybe I was meant to upkeep Glimmer and flip this. That was probably actually the line. That was really loose of me. I should have upkeeped Glimmered. I get like 4 more looks at a fog, and I have the Harbor to pair with the Search. That was pretty bad. Yeah, I would have found the Root Snare. It doesn't mean I would have got there overall, but would I have found another fog for the next turn? I would have, so I'd have keep going, and then like maybe I can set something up. That was a bit loose. I should have upkeep Glimmered, since it would have let me flip Search. I hadn't considered that would give me access to the 6th mana I needed. Yeah, they do. I agree, George. I think drafting is more important than constructed at these events, even. At least at Nationals. It is. Like, at English Nationals, people are just, like, way better at Standard than they are at Limited. Just because, like, as a country, we're better at Constructed. So, focusing on improving Limited is more important. Glimmer wouldn't have had me a mana short because I'd have got to flip Search, which would have given me the 6th mana. So, it would have actually had me with just enough mana to still be able to fog that turn. Unsure if I'm still a believer in this deck. I think it's good. I think it's definitely good. I think it's definitely, like, worse than it was. But, like, I had a very good result with it at the weekend, and I think the deck is very powerful. I think it's very good against black-red, even though, like, I find it weird. I find it so weird that, apparently the win percentage of, like, fog versus black-red at the GPs were, like, 50-50. I just don't understand that. I went, like, 4-1 against black-red in the GP. I thought the matchup felt pretty good. Just like game 1, you win the vast majority of the time, and you just have to hope to beat Hate in one of the post-board games. God, Botanical Sanctum. So they're going to be on Green Stompy with counter spells, right? Is what that means. That's fair, George. I feel like the people who were heavily prepared probably didn't get as deep into the tournament, though. Like, if you're gonna put, like, 4 Insult to Injury in your board, you're just not gonna have enough sideboard against the other decks in the format, right? Why did I choose to play Sneak at the PT? So I was between Eldrazi, Death and Taxes, and Sneak. Those were the 3 decks that I was, like, actually having good results with in testing. I don't know. I made the wrong choice. Let's just cast Karn, I guess. I don't really want to throw Teferi to his death. I don't know. Looking back on it, I think playing Sneak was probably a bad idea. I think I underrated how good the Shadow decks were, and how many people were going to move towards them. And, like, obviously it's a known quantity how terrible Sneak and Show is against Death and Taxes. But I was just willing to, like, discount that because I thought it was good enough overall. But the Death Shadow matchups are so much harder than the Delver ones ever were. Because they have Thoughtseizer's main deck, and, like, a faster clock on average as well. Alright, we do need to find a fog at some point. They have 10, 11, 12, 13. I guess I can afford the Charter Course this turn then. And now I can Glimmer this turn as well. Yeah, this seems good. I can pass the turn. If they go to kill me, I get to Fog. Otherwise, I get to Glimmer. And then I'll have Teferi plus Root Snare through a Spell Pierce. So yeah, this is only 13, so this is fine. I don't think that's too big a thing, Raisin. Like, I feel like if you're going to the PT, you're going to try and find someone who can lend you, like, whatever you believe the best deck is for the tournament. So I feel like for the PT, accessibility isn't going to affect what shows up that much as a result in Legacy. I think the Death Shadow deck is just like legitimately good, and that's why it showed up so much. Alright, I'm gonna play around Spell Pierce here. Like, no reason not to. I don't know. The deck I really wanted to take to the PT was Eldrazi. I thought Eldrazi was like weirdly very well positioned in the run up to the event, and I just like chickened out. I think if it had been a solo tournament, I would have taken Eldrazi, but it's just like really scary to register something like that for a pro tour in a team tournament. Like, if it goes badly, you just feel so guilty for like putting your teammates in that position. I know that's kind of a failing in my game, that I worry about stuff like that. You'd upkeep Fog, yeah, that's fair. We should have upkeep Fog, although if they draw a Negate, we're probably not or a commit, we're probably not winning the game anyway, right? So it's probably not actually relevant, even if it's technically correct. I mean, I feel like you chose one of the best decks for that tournament, Dom, and you just ran really badly. Like, I certainly don't hold Madrid against you or anything. So are we trying to play around Spell Pierce for the entire game? Since they were like kind of representing it for a while, and I feel like our hand's powerful enough to play through it. I think we're gonna try to. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So can I get down the search and still play through Spell Pierce? I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I cannot. Alright, well, let's start with plussing Teferi then. And then we can Nexus on end step. Yeah, I think Spell Pierce is the only card they could realistically have that we still care about, right? So I might as well play around it. I could have got down the search, I did the maths wrong. It's fine though. We just can't lose from this position, so... As long as I'm careful not to lose to Spell Pierce at any point. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that means I can play a gift, right? I think that means I can play a gift. Because this puts me up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I still play around Pierce. Alright, opponent has conceded. Awesome. Oh, alright. Post board, this is going to be challenging, right? They're going to have lots of counter magic. which is going to make this a lot harder to beat than the green-black versions. I do like Lyra in the matchup. I probably want this stuff too. And then I probably need some amount of counter magic just to like fight over their counter magic. Which I guess means bringing in a couple negates. Just like try boarding like this, I guess, and see how it feels. I know one of my major like leaks in my game is that in team tournaments I worry too much about like, especially when teaming with people I don't know very well, I worry too much about like how they're gonna see my decisions, I guess, as far as deck choices and such. I think part of the reason I did so well at the RPTQ was I was teaming with people like I actually knew, and that I knew just trusted me to do whatever I felt was right. And so like even though I was literally playing a deck I'd played 0 games with that I brewed up the night before, but that like I felt was well positioned for the tournament. And it paid off. Like, kind of, George, it's like very weird for the Team PT because like I'm teaming with people from a list of people who are qualified, right? So it's like they almost haven't agreed to like my decisions. They've just like had to team with me because there's no other option. Interesting. I think I'm getting rid of the Nexus. I wouldn't mind a Nexus, but I don't know. It's like the options are Supreme Will and Nexus. I think I kind of want this negate just to fight over their counter magic. We actually our team communicated a lot in the RPTQ. But I think part of that is just because like I got on with Nick and Steven very well, and also like the team RPTQ is very different from other team tournaments where you're all playing the same format. Like I really like Unified Standard. I think Unified Standard is such a good format. Hey Phil. I don't know what I think I'm just gonna discard the Supreme Will. I think the Nexus is gonna be good at some point. I kinda like having access to this negate. Yeah, Steven probably probably gave me advice like 4 or 5 times, and there were like 2 times where I took his advice and it was like legitimately really good. I kinda hate Unified Modern. Unified Modern, you're just like... So like if I team with someone who's playing Storm, I can't meaningfully inform what they're doing, right? Because I've never played Storm before in my life. So like, the only way for me to help my Storm pilot is for me to practice Storm a bunch in the run up to the GP, which isn't going to happen. I find Unified Modern really frustrating for that reason. It's also like really difficult. Oh my god. This is a problem. It's also really challenging from the perspective of... So when we were playing in the other GP Madrid and I was teaming with Daniela and Nick, there was a turn where Daniela was going to make a line with her Storm deck, and I was like unsure the line was correct, but I also don't want to say anything against the line because I've played very few games of Storm and I have an awful record with Storm. So like, even though it seems correct for me to be doing the other thing, like, it's very hard to actually step in and say anything there, whereas in, like, Standard, you can actually do that. Right, this means we're dead. Spyglass, strong card. I mean, we'd have died anyway, even if not for the Spyglass, we just don't have any fogs. Which is fine. I'm so bad at Storm. Storm is like one of the decks I just find the hardest to play. Like spell-based combo like that where you need like a density of spells just goes over my head. Alright, we go first. This ad is pretty nice. Got this search to like smooth things out decently. Need to hit some land drops, but other than that we're doing well. Yeah, I need to figure out a deck for Stockholm. I've not played much Modern recently. I played Tron in Vegas and it felt like incredible, but I feel like Tron's a bit worse positioned now than it was back then. This is rough. The Brontodon is just gonna like murder us by getting rid of our search. Yeah, Titan Shift doesn't seem amazing currently. That's a reasonable call. Gross. Oh my god. Are we actually gonna O3? Are we gonna O3 this league? There was a point online where I was like very infinite with Titan Shift. I made like over $100 across like 10 leagues or so with Titan Shift a couple years ago. So I would disagree with the idea that the concept of it having never been great. This is certainly a game. Just like dying to these 1/1s and 2/2s. Yeah. I don't really know why I'm still playing this. The great modern decks are the ones that got banned. That is it. That is a reasonable shout. Am I fogging just because, like, I don't even know. I guess I need to draw a land and just hope they flood out. Or they can play Ronus. Okay. 2 lands in the top 15. I'm willing to lose this one. Eldrazi, never forget. Eldrazi was messed up. Jeez. I missed Dredge. I missed like fully powered Dredge. Fully powered Dredge was so good. I know I'm dead for prizes. I'm probably still just gonna play out this league anyway. I'm not sure I want to fire up another Fog League right away, but I also want to like play more matches with the deck. And then I will probably end up playing some Asper or something after this. I might just play some blue-black control. I really want to cast some Scarab Gods. It's like all I really want to do in my life. Let's see if I can find the blue-black list. I'm sure it's like pretty crazy of me to be firing up blue-black control instead of Esper. But it calls to me. Why does the Scarab God suck now, George? I don't really see why TSG would be bad at the moment. Scarab God's like nice against a 5/5 for 5 doesn't beat anyone. I don't know. I've been impressed with the card. It did like very good work for me at the RPTQ. I don't think that much has really changed since then, other than the stupid Blue Storm deck becoming a thing. And Fog decks. You have a much better 5-drop I could play. Mirari Conjecture. Oh my god, the 0-3 bracket mirror. Sounds delightful. The Scarab God's really good against all the green decks. I quite like it against like a bunch of the red decks too. That's a search. This does look. I think Turbo Fog's gonna win a match. I'm fairly certain that we're gonna see Turbo Fog win a match here. Just making a 1/1. So that if they play Teferi, they can't tuck away the Karn without losing Teferi. We have not come close to timing out because we've been getting murdered consistently. Yeah, this is the Mirror Nucleo. This is the Mirror. What do I think about blue-white control? I don't know. I have not liked blue-white control in a while, if I'm being honest. I dislike how single-minded blue-white control is. Especially, at least if you're not playing Gearhawks, I dislike how single-minded it is. I like it when control decks are actually able to like pressure their opponents. I think I'm just gonna minus again, maybe. Kind of just like having a pair of 2/2s beating in with our Supreme Will up. That sounds kind of decent to me. Same time, I'd like to find a Teferi. Sure, I'll just plus. We need to get some sort of card advantage engine going. What's my biggest advice for a Legacy noob playing their first ever Legacy tournament? It depends what you're playing. A awareness of the existence of Wasteland is a pretty big thing for lots of decks. Like, try to play in such a way that you don't lose if your opponent untaps and uses a Wasteland. Start playing elves sooner rather than later. Oh my god. This is a bit scary. They're gonna flip search soon, and then they're just gonna like take over the game potentially. How is the Esper matchup? I think Fog is a slight underdog to Esper, but not by a wide margin. Like, game 1 is fairly rough, and then the post-board games are pretty great, essentially. No one plays Esper Blade much, but it's a complete buy. Oh my god. What are the chances my opponent has a Supreme Will in hand? Is just like trying to hold it up for the entire game? So I kind of want to like Sunder next turn, but it's probably just going to get countered. I think with this search in play, I'm far enough behind that I still just want to do this anyway. And just like hope they don't have the Supreme Will. It's just like really rough sitting here, not progressing at all. If this gets countered, it's bad for us, but sick. Right. So am I plussing Karn or minus 2ing? I guess I plus this turn. See if I can find like a Teferi for next turn. Confirming that each player has a ton of cards in hand that do nothing in the mirror. Yeah. Seems pretty likely. Sundering's a fine card. I like it. I've been very happy with the single copy of Sundering. Huh. That's fair. It's not one of the better time warps by any means. I would agree with that. This means we're enabling opponents' fogs. I guess. It also makes it really hard for them to ever stick a Teferi in play though, which is kind of nice. Like, forces them to have fogs up for Teferi. Maybe that is just helping them, though. They've, like, binned 3 fogs. The only ones they have left are the ones with cycling. That's probably fine. Can you win with damage in this matchup? You can. You win all matchups with damage. That's not quite true, George. I decked someone at the GP because I had no ways to deal damage left in my deck. But yeah, this one you specifically have to win with damage sooner or later because of Nexus of Fate being very silly. They're going for end of turn Nexus here, I guess. Alright, so... Guess I just keep making tokens. Go find a land. We will 100% be countering this Nexus. It's kind of unfortunate. If we'd minus Karn on one of those turns instead of plussing it, we'd actually be representing lethal and force a fog every turn, but I don't know, I probably messed up there. I guess I'd have lost my Karn though. No, I just like alternate differently, don't I? I just go minus plus minus instead of plus minus minus, and that way I have enough damage. That's a fair comment, Urim. It probably doesn't. You're like essentially still winning with infinite turns rather than damage, but... Alright, we have our own Nexus. If we ever get to untap, we're probably in like a very decent position to win this. Okay, so the Karn sequencing didn't end up costing us because there was a gift anyway. This is kind of nice. We get to slam everything in, they fog, and then we get to cast Nexus and actually kill the Teferi. Maybe this is missequencing. Maybe I want to be plussing Karn after casting Nexus, so there's more of a chance of exiling a Nexus for us to grab next turn. Right, Teferi and opponent. This is going to force the fog. Make them tap out. So this is 7, so we have like, yeah, we have some spare mana. I guess I want to cast this first though, so that it's back in the deck for us to redraw off this cycle. I would like it noted, there were people who thought these constructs would not do anything. Right, so I guess I start with activating Azcanta. Because I only have 12 damage in play. with the Karn minus. Just like taking unnecessary game actions. I mean, they're actually just dead, George. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm just, like, wasting time. Yeah, so maximize value, fair point. Oh, alright. Karn OP, apparently. Remember when people were saying about banning Karn in Standard? Those were wild times. Those were wild times. I get like this. Maybe Sundering's pretty bad. What do we want over the Sundering? Maybe bring a gift back in. I think Nezahal, I don't really want to tap out for a Nezahal. I feel like tapping out for a Nezahal just like is gonna lead to me dying a lot. Like you tap out for a Nezahal and then they take infinite turns and you feel really silly. They got decked. Oh my god, George. That sounds about right. Like that sounds like what I'd expect to happen. It is in fact not optional. Alright, I know I could hypothetically flood here, but I've got Baral to, like, loot lands away, and I kind of want to have a white source in play. So... Baral Mirror. Right. Exciting times. Yeah. That's a pretty nice draw. Jeez. A bit of me just wants to slam the gift and have like a massive mana advantage. Though. And if they counter this, I just like don't even care. For sure attack. Why do we for sure attack? I'm confused. Like, I'm thinking of just gifting this turn. Attack, chart, and dig for counter magic. That's fair. Oh, they can Karn next turn? Yeah, that's true. So I want to hold up counter magic for Karn. Yep, agreed. Agreed. That makes sense. Baral is a pirate. That he be. Alright. Guess we're cycling a land here. The fact that some people play Anticipate over Charter Course is so weird to me. Like, this plan is so legit. Just having like 4 divinations in your board, in your deck post board, is kind of unreal. I guess we could do that, JMM. I don't know. I kind of want to keep hold of my counter magic for other things. But it is true that Supreme Will has like a limited lifespan. How would they counter the gift? They had Field plus Sunpetal Grove up. No worries, Nucleo. I agree that casting the gift would have otherwise, in that manner, would have otherwise been quite questionable. I just want to get rid of a farmland. Hitting my land drops is nice. With like this Glimmer coming and such. Teferi. Teferi with Negate backup, you say? Huh. Alright, change of plans. Change of plans. And then we get to Glimmer into a counterspell. Wait, we're 1 mana short of that, right? Still, this Teferi is great. Yep, agreed, Nucleo. This seems kind of great. I think I just want to plus. I could try and take the Baral off the board, but plussing seems great. Right, they didn't counter my Teferi, which means they might have one of their own coming. With Negate backup. Oh, maybe that's the argument for getting rid of Baral. Like, fear that they could be about to cast their own Teferi with Negate backup. Bottom. Sick. Heh. Alright, so we have lots of mana, so we're gonna be able to resolve this. That's great. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I get rid of Baral, they can only have 1 counterspell up, right? And then they just have like no way to interact with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So just do this. Get cycling. These are a lot of lands. Never mind. Can't possibly lose. Yeah, I don't even think Nexus of Fate is that dumb a card. I think it's, like, a very, like, weird and pushed design, but, like, essentially fine. I think Teferi is the problem. Like, I don't think Nexus would even look that offensive to anyone, if not for the existence of Teferi. Honestly. Teferi is just, like, a deeply messed up Magic card. Yeah, I agree with that take that Patrick gave. I think that is a very good take. So unlucky. Can't even go infinite. So unlucky. Just the actual unluckiest. Does have to be quite high powered to match up with Angrith and Jaya, jeez. That's kind of brutal. Casting this upkeep so that we can draw it for turn. Madrid was pretty unlucky. I'm still, like, amazed how badly you ran in Madrid, Dom. It's, like, unreal. Derp derp derp. Gonna kill you one Baral poke at a time. Yeah, scooping seems like good life EV right about now. For my opponent, not gonna lie. Derp 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 derp. Maximizing time with me is better life EV. I will take all the flattery I can get. The deck is wonderful, Dom. When it goes off like this, it is a thing of beauty. I know, we keep drawing Nexi, it's so weird. So unexpected. Alright. Oh, we need a blue mana? That's kind of unreasonable. We'll get there. We'll get there one day. Okay, so Ultimate Teferi. Cast Charter Course. Oh, I was meant to try and counter my own stuff to, like, get Baral triggers, maybe? I don't know. Alright. No, come back! Come back! Come back! No. My heart. Oh. Alright, on to the next one. Our opponent is currently 0-2. That is encouraging. Fair point, George. Fair point. Baral is very, very good against the control decks. And in the mirror, it's just, like, so efficient. We have yet to draw Rashmi. On paper, Rashmi sounds cool, but I've yet to actually draw or cast her. I saw Matt playing Rashmi last night, and Rashmi looked pretty decent. Alright, so, we faced 2 Fog opponents in a row, both of whom are 0-2. I think I should take that as a sign that maybe I should play something different at Nationals, as much as it pains me to say that. It's possible I meant to take that as a sign. Do I want to win or take turns? I mean, I would like to do both, ideally. Given the option, I would do both. That might have been an aggressive cycle. Oh. Repeat last year's X0. That would be ambitious. We're just going to try and hit an untapped land here, I guess. We're not going to win this game by not hitting our land drops. Obviously, if we don't hit an untapped land and opponent slams Teferi, it's bad for us. Alright, now we're doing stuff. We get to hold up Supreme Will. And then, like, if opponent does nothing, we get to cycle this Haze, which is really nice. This is, like, another reason why Charge Course is just miles better than Anticipate. We hit 2 cards we want, and got rid of, like, completely dead card. It's really nice for us. No, I'm unsure where to start with Esper control. Like, what list to start with for my next league. Everyone's jamming like 4 copies of Glimmer in their Esper lists, which just seems like complete absurdity to me. I don't see how people can get away with having 4 copies of Glimmer of Genius. The card is so clunky. It's a gift of paradise. Sure. You like free glimmer to search. That's like more reasonable. I always liked 2 glimmer, 2 illumination in a lot of those sorts of decks. I think hieroglyphic illumination is like so underplayed. The card is just great. I found a Teferi. Opponent heavily representing Supreme Will though. So I think I'm just going to get down Search for this turn. And hold up a Supreme Will for their Teferi. Four Glimmer, 2 Illumination. It's just so much card draw. I don't understand how people can play so much card draw and not die to black-red. Like, all the glimmers and stuff are just so bad against black-red. Alright, so we want to put a card into yard, flip this, and then find a land, ideally. Untapped land. Sick. That was a good one, you could say. Did I try Anticipate? I'm not in love with Anticipate. I think it's just worse. It's definitely worse than Charter Course. I could see it as like a 5th or 6th cantrip. I think playing a 5th or 6th cantrip is pretty reasonable. Oh, I guess I'm countering this. Yeah, I think I'd rather have Planning than Anticipate. It's kind of close. Having something to do with Teferi mana is nice. But like, the deck's pretty good at having stuff to do with Teferi mana in general. Am I eating their gift or just drawing a card? They have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. They get to go Teferi plus and then have 5 mana open. Most likely they're just going to go Teferi minus on our Teferi though. I think I'm just going to plus. I'd like to find an untapped land so I can go like activate search plus cast a new Teferi. Hey Heather. Yeah, I'm back now. I was away in the US for like a couple weeks, but I have returned. Hoping to do like lots of streaming in the coming weeks. Hope you're doing well. Alright, so Teferi's back in the deck from this minus. Oh, they don't actually have Supreme Will open, which is nice for us. We do have to find a Teferi to cast one though. I guess we can do that, right? Even if we don't find an untapped land, we get to Nexus to redraw the Teferi that's currently hidden in our library. So, I think this is good. Oh, Nexus shuffles. Good point, Mike. Good point. I forget this stuff when playing online, as opposed to paper. Okay, we found the land anyway, so we're going to get to find the Teferi. With our search for Azcanta. Or Azcanta, the Sunken Ruin, rather. Are we tucking that? I think we have to tuck that Teferi, right? Rather than draw a card, we just have to make sure they can't Teferi plus Nexus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they have an untapped land, they still get to go to Teferi plus Nexus, which is awkward. But there's like not a lot we can do about that. I think we're still meant to just tuck their Teferi and hope. Just like can't afford to let them have extra turns with Teferi in play. Alright. Please don't kill us. That would catch them, Mike. That would catch them. I've seen walking ballistas in people's boards. In people's Turbo Fog boards. To, like, punish this sort of play. Like, that's a thing some people do. Alright, can I play around Supreme Will with this Nexus? Do I want to play around Supreme Will with this Nexus? I can play around it, cool. So I might as well do that then. Yeah, so this plays around it and still gets it in our deck for our Teferi. Alright, plus... another Nexus, jeez. So end of turn I can activate Azcanta, which I think is better than getting the Search in play. Yeah, Ballista seems pretty good in the mirror, agree. What does Vraska do in Turbo Fog? This is interesting. Gift would give me lots more mana to play with. If I can find a land, untapped land, it would let me stick the gift on. Yeah, I think I want the gift. This gives me so much mana to play with. Like, helps me build towards double search. I should have upkeep to Nexus, but I was rewarded for not doing it. Yes, UK Nationals is this weekend. I think I'm going to plus Teferi first, because if I hit an untapped land, I get this gift down before Nexusing. Okay. Pretty sure this means I can't. Maybe I still can gift first. Maybe that was a miscount. So this puts me at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I don't get to activate Azcanta, I guess. I guess that means I'm not casting the gift, which is fine. I don't get to play this search, because I want to activate Azcanta, yeah, cool. Alright, keep spinning our wheels. Awesome. Time walk. I'm a fan of drawing time walks. Okay, opponent agrees that we can't lose from this position. Cool. So we want this stuff. We want to take out the bad cards. I feel like we took out something else over the fourth gift last time. Oh yeah, we took out the Sundering, didn't we? Because it's like just expensive in the face of counterspells. Alright. Well, this will be the final match of Turbo Fog for now, I think. And then I'm going to be playing some control decks for the rest of the day. I need to decide on an Esper list to try out, and then try out some blue-black, I imagine. Why I don't think I want Nezahal. I feel like if I tap 7 mana for an Nezahal, my opponent untaps and kills me a lot of the time. Doesn't sound terribly exciting to me. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Richard. I appreciate it. I'm actually kind of sad. I haven't got along to Axion in a while. I really enjoy playing there. I've just been so busy with various things. I think this is a fine hand on the draw. It's not great. It doesn't have counter magic, but Rashmi's really strong. I think on the play I would mulligan this, but on the draw, it's like acceptable. Alright, if we find the third land, this hand is not very good, because we have the negate. Ooh, they have a search though, which is scary. Yeah, my win rate at Axion events has been kind of absurd. I don't really understand quite why. Rip. Oh my god. I am so heartbroken. I guess we're probably dead now. Not hitting our third land. Alright. That's a good draw. I think I just want to get my mana online, so I'm just gonna get this gift down. I just need more blue sources, right? Sure, that's fine. Gross. Yep. Karn is very good. Do we just have to hold up a counterspell here? Feels like a losing line. Also feel like I don't have much other option though. Cavalry Drill Master is very medium. I try not to play it if I can avoid it. I would only play it in like red-white decks pretty much. Just like X ones are really bad in M19 in general. I might just have to cancel this, I guess. Just use my mana. I can't afford not to use my mana at the moment. Yeah. I'm just like so far behind, I need to use my mana when I can. Jeez. Okay, I'm willing to give this one to our opponent. Land drops are great. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna run this back. Yeah, we got. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. This hand again. I think this one is worse than the previous hand, and we're on the play this time instead of on the draw. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna find a blue source. Everything will be fine. Mm-hmm. The advantage of Baral is it just makes your deck so efficient when you have a Baral in play. It makes your deck really efficient. Like, it generates like essentially 2 to 3 mana some turns. It makes Charter Course into 1 mana Divination because you get to attack with the Baral, so that's really nice. Technically it pokes away at Teferis, but I've never actually found that too relevant. I think I just need to get this in play. It's probably getting countered, but there's like an argument for Charter Course, try and find a blue source. And then Baral. And please. This feels like about the right way for this league to end, to be honest. Okay. It's kind of awkward. I like want to find land drops, but I think I just have to minus. Let's this Charter Course be a divination too. Minusing her. Wasn't really a consideration, but it is like an upside. Competitive Limited is awesome. Comp REL drafts are so good. Alright, I guess I'm making another construct. Just because I need to pressure my opponent's planeswalkers. Probably just dead here, but if this Charter Course can find like a counter spell, maybe I have a chance. I have to attack the Nissa, right? Otherwise she can kill my Karn. Maybe Nissa killing the Karn is fine though. I just want to get the Teferi out of play as soon as possible. No untapped land for the Supremo. Rough. I guess there's a decent chance an untapped land wouldn't even work. Since they're going to get like bonus mana off Teferi. Yeah, that was my thinking too, George. Like, obviously the equation changes a bit if they take a time walk, but I'm probably losing if they take a time walk regardless. So Yeah, for sure. Is that for now? For sure. Alright, it looks like there's a Nexus coming our way. If we had a counterspell, we'd cast it here. So I'm just going to cycle this land and F6 for their next turn, since they know we don't have a counterspell anyway. Just like, means I don't have to F2 for everything. Who'd have thought having 7 mana Time Walks in your deck would have a downside? If they cast a Nexus here, I will scoop. Because I think I'm like pretty close to deterministically dead then. Drew 3 of our deck's namesake card, can't possibly lose. I know, our hand is so... The converted mana cost of our hand is so high. How could we lose this game? Yeah, I did that because they knew we didn't have a counterspell anyway, Wags. Because if we had a counterspell, we'd have countered the Nexus. And I wanted to F6. There's like no way I win this, right? I guess I can like Supreme Will into a Negate. I don't know. I'm kind of done. I'm off it. Onto a different deck. That was not the greatest showing for Turbo Fun, alas.